Hey guys, I'm back. This is Ada, and I have more supplements to talk about. I have selenium. Um, I have vitamin K2, and I told you guys on my last video that I was going to be talking about different supplements. I have vitamin B1, and those are just a few that I take, and this is also oregano. So I've been talking about iron deficiency in my story. But I also want to talk about another issue that I was having as well, and it's resolving itself, slowly but surely as I do what I need to do as far as taking care of my health. Some other things that I do daily, I do a lot of smoothies. I do sardines. Believe it or not, there's a kind that I buy that's in olive oil that's really good for you. It's have your omega-3s in it. I do that. I do spinach smoothies with pineapple, banana. I do a lot of different things, but I'm gonna focus primarily on the vitamins right now that I'm taking. So I told you I take B12, but this oregano oil, I'm going to talk about this one. I was having a lot of issues with my stomach, and I was suspecting that I may have some type of ulcer, that may have been infected or what have you. And all of this was going on at the same time that I was having the issues with, at the same time that I'm having issues with the anemia. So I know if your iron gets so low, a lot of times your immune system will be lowered as well. And so that'll open the door to other things. And even though I'm a fairly healthy eater, I was doing the probiotics, and I would even do the little probiotic drinks, yogurt, all that stuff. Like I say, stress is something. And sometimes when you're on a lot of stress, all that you can do, sometimes it's not enough. So what I've been doing to treat that, because I was getting the gurgling and rumbling in my stomach, and the doctor saying, okay, it's acid reflux. So I was given a proton inhibitor, which blocks your stomach acid. And most people say if you're having acid reflux, that's a lack of stomach acid. So if you're blocking a little bit that you already have, you're not going to get your nutrients. So I didn't take the proton inhibitor, pump inhibitor. I didn't take that because I did take it once or twice, and the day I didn't take it's like if a flood of acid reflux happened. So what I did, I suspected that what may have been causing that, because I had ulcer before. I suspect maybe an ulcer, but because it take an act of Congress to get the proper test done to just check for an ulcer, I just started to treat it myself. And like I said, unless you're doing you can go to a naturopath or a functional medicine doctor. A lot of times you just have to start being proactive and doing research. And you tell the doctor your symptoms and what have you. And hopefully, they will listen. But a lot of times they have a protocol that they follow. Because if you have an ulcer, they treat it with a proton pump inhibitor a lot of times to control the stomach acid until they do further tests. And a lot of times, you have to go through so many channels depending on your initial complaint before you can get that test done. So if you go in with one complaint, they may send you to a specialist to check that, and while he checking that, your problem's still going on. It may not even be the problem that you were sent to that specialist for, if you understand what I'm saying. So long story short, I started using oregano oil to treat the stomach issues, and it is helping. I take it on empty stomach. This say to take up to 3 a day. I don't take 3 a day. I take 1 because this is very strong. I may eventually move up to 2, but I do some fasting. I don't eat early in the morning. I wait till about 12 or 1 o'clock to eat. It's not quite the intermittent fasting because I don't go, it's at least a few hours, but I don't eat early in the morning. I just wait till about 12 or 1 to eat, and that seemed to help. And what I choose to eat helps. I was vegan at one time. I'm moving toward veganism, but now I'm vegetarian, so I do eat the eggs because the eggs seem to actually be one of the foods that I can help eat, and it doesn't cause the stomach issues. But like I said, all of this I feel is connected. Um, iron deficiency, iron deficiency lead you open to your immune system open to be vulnerable to infections and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like primarily that need to be put in check before it causes other issues, as I was, talking about in the earlier video. But the oregano oil, it helps, and it helps with the stomach issues. It helps with all types of infections, strep throat, um, whatever type of any infection basically that's out there, the oregano oil help. And I have the pill form. Some people get the liquid, which they said the liquid is really, really strong and it burns. And the reviews I read on this product, and I like to go in and read reviews to see what worked. A lot of people say it have cured their ulcer or what have you. But this is what I'm taking for the stomach issues, and it is helping. And that when I make sure that I eat right, I don't have the issues with the reflux. And I also do the apple cider vinegar, because if you don't have enough stomach acid, you need acid. You need acid in your stomach to digest your food. And if you take the proton pump inhibitors, a lot of times if you are deficient in stomach acid, you're not going to absorb your vitamins and nutrients, which could lead to other issues. But since I'm not a doctor, I'm going to leave that alone. I just chose not to take mine. I did because I was so miserable, and I wanted some quick help. But I found, as the more research I done, I found that wasn't the thing to do for me. So the oregano oil, is very helpful. If you get on and do some reviews on oregano, you'll find where people have, cured their strep throat in a few days. It have helped them with various issues with infections, and it's a very good natural antibiotic. And so this is oregano by now, and I've been quite satisfied with this one. And oregano oil can be very expensive. Now brand is pretty reasonable. I think I paid like 17, 18 bucks for this. So it's really reasonable. And the good thing about natural antibiotics, you don't have to worry about the aftermath like you would with a doctor prescribed antibiotic, where when you take it, you end up getting horrible yeast infections, or it depletes your body of all your good bacteria. You don't have to worry about that with this. But what I would say is that, with anything that you're taking to kill or to cure an infection, it's just a smart thing to incorporate your probiotics in it to make sure you keep your healthy bacteria up as well. So that's one of the things that I'm doing, the oregano. And like I say, you can get online and do your own research, because I'm not a doctor or nutritionist. I'm just sharing what I do, for myself. So that's one of the things I take. Selenium is another thing, and it is a powerful antioxidant. And what selenium does, it actually, I want to say, converts to glutathione in your body. And glutathione is another one I have. But if you take the selenium, it's helpful because your thyroid needs it. And remember, I was saying with the iron deficiency, I also felt like I had some issues going on with my thyroid, which my blood work tested didn't show anything, but I do know you have to be very low for it to show, and that doesn't mean you won't have signs and symptoms. And since some thyroid issues may be autoimmune, it may not even be the thyroid itself, but actually autoimmune. But whatever the case, the selenium is helpful because our thyroid needs it. And our thyroid gland is very important because it controls your body temperature. It controls a lot of the processes in your body. So you want to keep that thyroid healthy. And a lot of women, after they have a baby, or after they have a baby or postpartum or start menopause, a lot of times there will be some thyroid issues that are more related to your hormones. So selenium is good. It's a good antioxidant. It's good not only for your thyroid, but it's good to just help your body, your heart. It's good for your good heart health. and all of that. And it's a mineral that we need. And a lot of times the problem is mineral and vitamins deficiencies because we're not getting it from the soil. But selenium, do your research. And a lot of times people will combine the selenium with iodine if they have certain thyroid issues, because sometimes iodine is an issue too. Sometimes we can be iodine deficient and it causes a lot of issue. And we need iodine. Our females, need iodine for our breasts. We need iodine for our uterus, our female health. We need iodine. But that's another story. And they say we need 150 micromilligrams. Well, the Japanese people, they take more. They take way more than that. But that's another issue altogether. So selenium, guys, it's important mineral. Look it up, and you'll be surprised how this will help you, especially if you're having thyroid issues. It can kind of put you, back in the game. It can lower your thyroid antibodies if you're having some type of autoimmune issue with your thyroid. And if you're just having general thyroid problems, it can help. So that's one of the things I take. But do your own research. And I say that because I don't want to cause any harm. And I've just been taking these supplements for a long time. Sometimes I'm not as consistent, but I take various things for, a while. So the oregano oil, the selenium, good natural antibiotic, good for your thyroid health, just good overall nutrient. And sometimes, guys, you may just go ahead and just get some trace minerals. Excuse me, I have zinc as well, but it has other minerals mixed with it. So you may just want to go ahead and just get you some minerals and take, and then you don't have to take, all this stuff separate. I just kind of was rebuilding my medicine cabinet. So a lot of this stuff I went out and purchased, I did it on as I needed it. I had it previously and maybe didn't take it, or I maybe, I think I bought a big bottle of minerals that I was taking, it was gone, and I just went out and purchased them separately. But I think the next time, I purchase, I will probably end up just getting a bottle of minerals, which the thing with that, some you may need more than others. Like right now, because of the fact I feel like my thyroid is all caused by iron deficiency, I'm taking the selenium because I need more of that. If I do just a bottle of minerals, it may only have like 50 micromilligrams, and I need more. So sometimes that's why it's good to do the individual. And about vitamin B1, the thiamine, you'll be surprised what thiamine is good for. If you're feeling really stressed and or whatever, this is help, or breathless. And there's so many deficiencies that go along with vitamin B1, and that's one of the things I learned since I've been going through my own challenges. And I'm gonna try to find it in my book and read to you some of the benefits of taking thiamine, because it's really good. It's a really good B vitamin, and I combine this with a multivitamin. Not a multivitamin, I'm sorry, with B complex. And I do have a multivitamin, and sometimes what I'll do, I'll take the multivitamin one day, and then the next day I'll take the B vitamin. And that's how I work it. But we're going to learn about thiamine. And when I was just absolutely amazed with the information that I'm learning about the importance of vitamins and nutrients and their ability to prevent major disease. Sometimes I think this stuff, so not sometimes, but I believe that kids really need to be taught in school. They need a good nutrition class, and understand the importance of vitamins and minerals, because we need them. I mean, that's our makeup. Okay. So thiamine, Thiamin's ability to make energy available for the body has ramifications for the brain. If you dramatically reduce thiamine intake, you reduce the ability of the brain to use glucose. So if you don't have enough thiamine, it may affect your blood sugar. So that's the importance of this. If you reduce that, you have impaired mental function. So this can affect our mental health. And we all know, well, I ain't gonna say we all know, but most of us have been taught the importance of the B vitamins in mental health. That you need your B vitamins to have good mental health. And this one particular B vitamin is very important for mental health. And thiamine is also very important in the synthesis of critical neurotransmitters in the brain, including one involved in memory and performance, acetylcholine. Thiamine deficiency in animals don't make much acetylcholine, and that lowers their ability to remember and respond. So we believe that high levels of acetylcholine are important for proper brain function. So we need to take at least 50 milligrams of thiamine a day. And the women that take at least 50 milligrams of thiamine a day for how many months? For 2 months, reported feeling more clear-headed, composed, energetic than those who weren't getting the supplements. So people, if you're suffering from brain fog, you might want to do some research on vitamin B1, and they do have a more natural brand. It's called Benfomite or something like that. I may be mispronouncing it, but if you're suffering from brain fog, which can go along with that iron deficiency, you might want to try your B1 and see, how you feel. And sometimes you may, like I said, I'll take a B50, but I will add an additional B1. And I did it because I was having a lot of just really feeling stressed and whatever, and that could go along with menopause. But I started, using the B1, and that helps. So, people who get depressed may be deficient in B1. People who drink a lot of alcohol can become deficient in B1. And there are different diseases like beriberi and another syndrome and canker sores that's caused by this deficiency. And a lot of times they say we don't see that as much in America or in this country because of the nutrition. That's not true. We see it all the time because we don't get the vitamins and minerals we need from the food. But most of the time when it manifests, it's manifested in a disease. So we don't connect the deficiency of vitamins with that particular disease. In other studies, thiamine deficiency has been found to cause mood changes, vague feelings of uneasiness, fear, disorderly thinking, and other signs of mental depression, symptoms that researchers say often affect memory. So all that sound like mental health issues, which could just be a vitamin B1 deficiency, or your B vitamins. And it's best to take them as a group. If you're going to take your vitamins, it's best to do them as a group. Take all your B vitamins, but like I say, you can throw in your B1, extra, you can take your B50 or your B100 and just kind of throw in your B1. This one is actually a vegan vitamin B1. So, and the B vitamins I have, they're actually plant-based. So, that's B1. And so it can cause beriberi, and which is a disease can affect the heart. It can cause Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, which is another deficiency of B1. And it's not unheard of. So, you can feel emotionally bland. That might be like nothing, it's just flat. That could be a vitamin deficiency. There's no joy. You just feel flat. That could be a B1 deficiency. So, it's good to understand how these vitamins and minerals affect the body, or lack thereof affect the body. And there's a link of thiamine deficiency that's linked to Alzheimer's disease. So that's another reason, we need to take our B vitamins, and we need a good antioxidant. And selenium is a good antioxidant, and it's a mineral, but it can kind of go in and clean things up in our blood. So you'll be surprised the things that's linked to vitamin and mineral deficiencies. And it's because we think we're getting it in our food. If you're eating organic food, you may be getting more, but you're still probably lacking, all that there is, and it's best to get it through food. But so many times, because of our soil being depleted, we can't get everything through food now. So we have to go and, we have to supplement. And, I try to get the best supplements that I can, but sometimes, I get, what I can, and you do the best that you can. And even with the foods, it would be lovely to eat all organic, but sometimes you just can't. Or you can get certain portions organic. And if you have a farmer's market near it, tend to be cheaper than actually going to the supermarket. So do what you can, but if you can't, supplement. And even if you're doing organic, you probably, may need to supplement. Now, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, and I can't tell you what to take. I can tell you what I take. And you have to do your own research and go in and, decide if that's something you think will be right for you. So, the B1, which is thiamine. The K2, which I don't know if I talked about this, but if you take D3, make sure you take the K2, because it makes the D3 get what it needs to get to. And you really don't need to take D3 without taking the K2. And a lot of times they have combined these. You can get D3 plus K2, so you don't have to buy separate supplements. But this is 100 micromilligrams of K2. And I take sometimes I was on 10,000 when I was really feeling bad. I was on 10,000, and so now I just take like 5,000. I use, and actually, the 10,000 is only 250 micromilligrams. So, like I say, I'm just taking 5 now, but I was on 10, and I make sure I take the K2 with it. So these are some of the things I take on a daily basis. I take the magnesium, and I talked about that in the earlier video. I take the oregano for my stomach. You can research this as far as infections, ulcers, or whatever. If you're having any trouble, maybe with too much bacteria, something in your stomach, bad bacteria, which a lot of times if you are stressed or whatever, it can deplete your good bacteria. If you take an antibiotic, that can deplete your good bacteria, and so that can cause all kinds of issues. So, the oregano, will get you back on track. And I do yogurt, but you can also do fine vegan yogurt, like coconut yogurt if you're vegan. But I just do the fermented products. I do yogurt, which I don't, think is harmful. I do limited amount of meat, but I have incorporated some meat back in my diet to kind of help get the energy stores back up. And that's mostly fish. So, because I find my body do well with those. So for now, I'm going to conclude my video, and those are some of the things I take on a daily basis. And I would just advise you, to take care of yourself and don't depend on anybody to advocate for you as far as your health concern, because a lot of times if it's not functional medicine, they're not going to check for the deficiencies. Now you can get the vitamin panels done now, the vitamin D3 and B12, but normally in my experience it's not the first thing they check. So advocate for yourself, start researching, listen to your body, because there's so many YouTube videos on here now, and I've learned so much from other people who had similar symptoms. So just take care of yourself and If this video has been helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be coming in with more videos soon. Thank you for watching, and do have an awesome day.